Do you want to learn about monkeypox? Because I got it.
A single touch could leave you fighting for your life. That's how dangerous the viral disease Mpox is, and it's spreading faster than ever. The silent killer, formerly known as monkeypox, is proving to be a growing threat, with more hostile strains like clade 1b sweeping through vulnerable populations at an alarming rate. Its spread shows no sign of slowing. Could this outbreak mean we're on the brink of another pandemic? Does the new strain have even worse symptoms? And if you catch the virus, can you ever fully recover from it? From its animal origins to human transmission through close contact, we'll show you exactly what happens if Mpox gets to you. Spoiler alert, it's not pretty. We'll walk you through the stages of Mpox infection, from its stealthy start to the ongoing devastating consequences. So pay attention, because this one is critical. For more life-saving tips, hit that subscribe button and stick around for more incredible survival stories. When Mpox first gets in your body, you won't notice anything. But the invasion has begun, and now it's brewing like a ticking time bomb. It's targeting your immune system without immediate symptoms. You're walking around feeling just fine, but that's the virus's stealth mode. And just to be clear, this isn't just a disease that monkeys carry. In fact, that's why scientists changed the name to Mpox. It can be spread by rodents, small mammals, and yes, us humans. This makes it a much broader threat than you might think. So if you've come into contact with a known source, wash your hands immediately. We recommend alcohol-based soap for extra potency, especially if you've touched someone with a rash. You may not realize you have it yet, but by the end of the week, you definitely will. By day 6, the virus takes a sharp turn. What starts as flu-like symptoms quickly escalates. As Mpox begins its more aggressive attack, you may start to come down with a fever and feel fatigued. It's like the flu, but far worse. Headaches, body temperature soaring over 102 degrees Fahrenheit, swollen lymph nodes, and complete and utter exhaustion. By this stage, you'll notice the virus shifting gears as respiratory problems start to take hold. You're going to want to see a healthcare provider as soon as you can. You're not just at risk, you could be spreading it to others. Those most vulnerable to Mpox include people with weakened immune systems, babies, individuals with eczema, and pregnant women. Luckily, unlike COVID-19, you can't get Mpox by breathing it in, but you'll still want to social distance, especially if you're in a hotspot like the Democratic Republic of Congo, which has had over 21,000 suspected cases of Mpox in 2024. This includes 5,000 confirmed cases with 700 deaths. You'll want to be super careful about what you touch. Mpox spreads through direct contact with rashes, scabs, bodily fluids, and contaminated objects like clothes, bedding, and surfaces. The virus lingers on these materials, making sanitizing and avoiding contact in outbreak zones essential. So, what should you do? Keep your distance, avoid intimate contact, and wear a mask when you see a doctor.
When Jeffrey Todd first saw the mark on his face, it looked like a pimple.
At this point, things get ugly. By day 14, rashes begin to spread across your body. These aren't just your average rashes. The most important thing is to try not to touch or scratch the rash. That's a big no. Doing so spreads the virus and increases the risk of bacterial infections. If you do accidentally touch your rash, wash your hands with soap and water and avoid touching sensitive areas. In more severe cases, your rashes could emerge and become more widespread, forming at your mouth, eyes, and your genitals. If the lesions are in your mouth, saltwater rinses and prescription mouthwashes can help ease the pain, but that won't stop the virus. The worst symptoms are still yet to come. By day 22, the situation becomes critical. This is when Mpox starts spreading beyond the skin, affecting your vital organs. Your immune defenses become overwhelmed, leading to a state called immune dysregulation, where they can no longer distinguish between friend and foe. Then things take a sharp turn for the worse. Sepsis. It's your body's ultimate betrayal. This is when the fight against infection backfires and your organs start to shut down, turning survival into a race against time. You might experience a rapid heart rate, confusion, and a dangerous drop in blood pressure. Vomiting, diarrhea, and dehydration will further weaken you. At the same time, respiratory issues like shortness of breath and a bluish tint to your skin could develop. Unfortunately, this means the virus has reached your lungs and is attacking them. At this point, patients may experience acute respiratory distress syndrome, ARDS, which can lead to lung failure if not treated immediately. To make matters worse, there's a chance you'll develop neurological problems like seizures and encephalitis, otherwise known as brain inflammation. If this happens, vital organs such as your liver, kidneys, and heart may begin to fail. This is extra risky and potentially fatal if you happen to have an advanced immunocompromised disease like HIV. A 33-year-old US man with HIV who contracted Mpox in 2022 developed respiratory failure, septic shock, and kidney failure by day 25 in the hospital. He was transitioned to comfort care, but sadly, he lost the fight against this destructive virus. This is a stark reminder of how devastating Mpox can be. In 2023, there were 9 million people in the world living with HIV, but not on HIV treatment. In worst-case scenarios, this means they may not be able to fight off Mpox without urgent medical attention. Even if you start recovering from Mpox, you should continue isolating. You're still very much a threat to others until your scabs are covered with a new layer of skin. Remember, Mpox spreads through direct contact with either rashes, scabs, or bodily fluids, not to mention contaminated clothing or bedding. Until your skin fully heals, you're still a danger to others. We're in the endgame now. Unfortunately, long-term damage is likely. A 2022 Mpox outbreak revealed that immune-suppressed individuals and organ transplant recipients suffered prolonged digestive, lung, and testes damage. As for those neurological issues we mentioned earlier, you could suffer from confusion, seizures, and if worse comes to worse, a coma. During a brief 2003 Mpox outbreak in the US, a 6-year-old girl contracted it, displaying heightened levels of neurological symptoms such as headache, confusion, and seizures. MRI scans revealed swelling in parts of her brain due to fluid buildup and damaged cells. Yet, against the odds, the girl recovered with 2 weeks of supportive medical care. If you've managed to survive this far, congratulations, but you're not out of the woods yet. Recovery can still mean long-term damage is likely. In addition to the severe organ damage and lasting physical scars, mental health issues are common. The virus can leave permanent marks, not just on your skin, but in your mind. Many survivors report crippling anxiety and PTSD, haunted by severe symptoms and irreversible damage that forever change their lives. Sadly, many who reach this stage don't make it. The lingering virus overwhelms the body, leaving little hope for recovery without intensive medical care. To make it through Mpox as unscathed as possible, your best case scenario is to detect it early. It's crucial to stay vigilant now more than ever. With over 107,000 confirmed cases of Mpox reported globally in 2024 alone, thanks in part to the clade 1b strain, significant numbers are being reported from non-endemic regions like the Americas and Europe.
The World Health Organization last week declared Mpox a global public health emergency. That's its highest form of alert.
Clade 1b is more transmissible, with an average rate of 4 in 100 cases leading to death. Luckily, Mpox vaccines have been developed that can help protect you from catching the virus in the first place. And we're going to need them now more than ever to curb the outbreak. But it's not the only disease we should be worried about. If you thought Mpox was bad, Ebola can make you bleed from your orifices. So check out our guide on how long could you survive Ebola. And remember, the best way to protect yourself is to stay informed and prepared. We'll see you next time on How to Survive.